Hey guys, what's going on? One PC here from Smashboards. This video AMA is brought to you by Smashboards, the #1 website for the Smash community, news, tournaments, and discussions. So my guest today for this AMA is currently the best Robin main in the Smashboard community, having notable wins over Larry Lur, Mars, Anti, and 6WX.
Play all the time, like, free-for-alls with like me, him, his friend, and my friend. Items on, all this crazy stuff.
Right.
Just having fun. Nothing serious.
Yeah, like you started off casually, like every other person that starts off playing Smash.
Right.
So how did you find the competitive side of Smash?
Well, it kind of started towards the end of Melee. When I heard Brawl was announced. I really wanted to get into the competitive side of Smash at that point, but at the end of Melee, I was terrible at the game, and I was like, I need a fresh start on a new game so I can be ready. So yeah, I played Melee towards the end of that, pretending to be competitive, just kind of getting it used to it.
Right.
And then I didn't really go to a tournament till Brawl came out, and I competed in Brawl online mostly, but a little bit of offline. For about maybe a year after I realized I didn't really like the game that much, and I stopped playing it. So I hadn't played Brawl I only played Brawl for about a year, and then I stopped until Smash 4 came out. Yeah.
Wow. So in Brawl, how were your placings? How were your placings in Brawl? How'd you do? Were you kind of average? Who'd you main, by the way?
Yeah. Online, I was a very much average Joe. I wasn't anyone special. Offline, I went to very specific tournaments that were very, very casual players, so I would get first or second. But I didn't know any of the South Florida community. I wasn't, part of the competitive community. I just kind of took my wins where I could get them, and then, disappeared. I used to main Marth and Ness. Marth was a very good character, and I really enjoyed playing Ness in Brawl.
Nice. So, what are some differences that you can tell personally from Smash 4 Marth from Brawl Marth?
Oh, I mean, instantly, right when I started playing Smash 4, I tried Marth, and he was not the same character. He was just so bad. And immediately I was like, I knew I wanted to get competitive in Smash 4, and I was like, if I play this character, I'm not going anywhere. So I immediately stopped playing Marth. But I did play Ness for a while, because I really enjoyed him in Brawl, and he was a really good character in Smash 4, especially in the beginning. But eventually I just got bored of him. He felt too linear to me, eventually, so I stopped playing Ness.
Right, I totally feel you. When you get bored, you gotta drop that character, right?
Yeah. It just wasn't fitting.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, let's start off with the AMA, man.
Okay.
So, first question. Comes from Chapter Liam. How do you feel about your Zero Saga run? The double elimination from Sonics was a heartbreaker, but you always seem unfazed and able to get back on the horse. What are you doing / going to next? Genesis 4? I can't wait to see more from you.
Right. Overall, Zero Saga, I did as well as everyone expected me to, but I also didn't make those upsets that I wanted to make. I didn't go as far as I wanted to go. So to me, it was a disappointment. I felt I was really close to beating Como. Rikiri went to Game 5. I slipped up against 6WX so many times, and I went back and I haven't rewatched my Como set yet, but I went back and rewatched the 6WX set, and I'm just actually upset with myself about how I played, and that happens. You're gonna have those days where you just aren't playing 100%, and you're gonna go back and you're gonna look at that, and even days that you are playing 100%, you're gonna pick out the mistakes that you make. It's just a thing that happens, But so losing to 2 Sonics after literally just saying that I beat Sonic in the matchup is just kind of dumb. I think I'm just gonna in the future just be all right, I don't beat any character, so I don't underestimate anyone. But yeah, so yeah, that was Zero Saga. You know, I shouldn't really actually be upset, but just like personally, I feel like I wasn't able to show what I was capable of. As for tournaments in the future, on January 7th, I'll be going to Texas. I don't exactly remember the name of the tournament series, but I know they're having a monthly / regional type of tournament there.
Oh, in San Antonio, Surge, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yeah.
I will actually be there, so I'll see you there too.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, there we go.
All right. Cool.
So yeah, I'll be going to that. Genesis Saga doesn't look like it, but I will be at Genesis 4. So.
Awesome. So, do you have any future goals that you have for yourself?
I just want to be better. I mean, I think that's like everybody, but I want people to just look at. I guess the general idea is I want people to look at Robin and be like, okay, that's a competitively viable character, no doubt in my mind. And until I'm able to prove that, I don't think I've met my goal.
Next question comes from Justice Tom. What would you say is the most important thing to be good at when playing Robin? Is it knowing how to use your items or how to use Arc Thunder, etc.?
Playing Robin, it's really difficult. It's knowing when to go in, knowing when to hold back, when to camp, when to be aggressive. And it's because she's able to do all these things that you have to like know when to do them. It's like having infinite options, but just only one of them is right, and you have to be able to figure out which one of that is. In terms of just like mechanics, it's just like knowing how to auto cancel all your aerials like to perfection. Knowing being able to input checkmate 99% of the time. Even something I can't do, just because I use a bad control scheme. And also, yeah, like you mentioned, item play. Item play is so important because when you lose your items, a lot of people think that is a weakness, but that you need to be able to turn that into a strength. And if you can do that and use the items to your advantage, then you'll start, being able to play Robin consistently more often, consistently well, instead of like, oh shoot, I lost my Levin sword, what do I do now? Stuff like that.
Alright, cool, man. Thanks for the tips, man. We got the knowledge.
Yeah.
Next question comes from, I'm gonna butcher this, Delzy Thin. He asks, what are your methods for practicing, and which aspects of Robin do you recommend focusing on the most? I'm a decent player as it is, but I've been in a rut lately. I keep seeing all these different ways I can improve, but I have no idea where to start building up some experience.
Okay. A lot of my practice is at tournaments mostly. I go to my weeklies and I play there, and I make sure to play friendlies before and afterwards. If I'm not able to practice at tournaments, every once in a while we'll have Smash Fets, about once a week in this area, where I practice with like really close friends who not only know me, but I know them. We know how each other play, so we can really, like work off of each other and force each other to improve and to, make sure that you keep picking good options and you're not like slacking on anything. I think that's one of the best things is to have a practice partner or practice partners that really know you and your character, and able to take advantage of those things. So if you meet someone in tournament that happens to know that thing, that you'll be ready. You have more options that you've already explored that are ready to throw out. And then the times that I'm unable to practice, with friends or at a tournament, I'll just be sitting in my room in training mode, pressing buttons, just feeling comfortable with the character, just getting more comfortable. And then every once in a while I'll go and I'll just fight against a level 9 computer. I'll put Mario level 9 because he's really good at punishing mistakes. like, and he'll perfect shield. So like, if you're not spacing perfectly 100% of the time, this might not work with other characters, but with Robin, if you spaced perfectly 100% of the time, even if Mario power shields, he can't punish you. So, you know, that's just something I'll do, is I'll just practice against level 9 Mario. Every time I get punished, I made a mistake. I know that. And then I'll just keep trying to play more perfect, more perfect, more perfect, until I get tired, pretty much. Yeah, and so I don't really play Wi-Fi too much. I feel like I should, but I just can't. It's just too hard for me.
It's the lag, man. It's the lag.
Yeah, and then I just get upset with like both myself and the Wi-Fi. Like, it's just too much for me.
Totally understandable. I mean, like anyone, I mean, if you don't have a pretty good like Wi-Fi connection, it's like it gets stressful. And your play starts getting bad, and it's like
Yeah,
very eager.
yeah, and then it starts messing with your offline play too much, and it's just too much.
Yeah, it's not a good combination.
Right.
So next question comes from To the Ninth. He asks, how high do you see Robin rising in tier lists if played optimally? What are some other Robin players lacking to be on your level? Hardest set you've ever played, and favorite and least favorite matchups.
All right, let's try to take those one at a time.
Yeah, start off with the tier list question. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah, I think if Robin's played like super optimally, she's like a top 10 character, and I mean like super optimally, compared to like every other character playing super optimally. It's just like her spacing can be so amazing, and like kill confirms, damage percent racking, like the combos to build damage, everything is like there. You just need to do it optimally, which is the hard part. And like even playing her for so long, I still make so many mistakes in like a single game. It's just ridiculous. And like the problem is like other characters, they can make those mistakes, but they don't feel them as hard as like if you play Robin. If you miss an auto cancel, like you know, it's like not super hard to like miss an auto cancel, but like if you do, you're sitting there with like 20 frames of lag on the floor, and you know that's just people punishing you for free.
Right.
But you know, if you're playing it correctly and you're spacing, then you only got, you know, like 4 frames of landing lag. You're only -2 on shield or something. No one's punishing you. So you know that like if you can get that play down 100% of the time, it would just be like such a great character. But it's just hard.
And then
So yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna wonder what the next part was.
Yeah, next question. What are other Robin players lacking to be on your level?
I think it's a lot of it is like fundamentals, spacing, staying safe, and just sometimes confidence. I noticed that but the biggest things I noticed is like fundamentals and spacing. A lot of Robins will just all of a sudden they'll be playing great, and then they'll just do like a really close forward air on their shield, and they get shield grabbed for it or something like that. Or it's just like one big mistake that they have, or they'll like roll towards the opponent, and like Robin's so slow, it's like, oh, they rolled towards me, I'm gonna grab that, and then you take 50% for it. You know, it's just like making those. They may seem like very small mistakes, but like when they make them, it's just so costly. And especially at kill percents, like I'll notice Robin's playing just like so unsafe and like doing all these things that are just like, why are you doing that when you can just play safe and get more percent before you lose your stock? You know, those are the things that I noticed the biggest. And then confidence is just like they'll get a hit in on another character, and then they'll like retreat back. And I'm like, push your advantage. You know, you got the hit. That's what you're looking for in neutral. And Robin's so good in advantage state, I feel. Then like people are just like letting people come back to stage and play neutral again. It's just push that advantage when you have it, and don't push it when you don't. You know, I feel like those are the biggest things that other Robin players are missing.
All right, cool. Next question is the hardest set you've ever played.
Hardest set I've ever played.
Or a set that really sticks out to you.
Well, when I played Zero at Shine, I just felt completely useless. I've never felt so discouraged and just like helpless in my entire life. It's just playing that set. I'm not sure if I'm sure people remember it, but I didn't. I think I took 2 stocks out of the 3 games that we played, so that's not bad. But like, it was just so difficult. Like, he just kept me off the stage. It felt like he outplayed me in neutral so many times, and maybe a little bit it's like the character as well. But like, it's just his gameplay of keeping people off stage is just so destructive against Robin. It's absolutely disgusting. I remember getting stuck on the ledge for like minutes, like 3 minutes, just being stuck on the ledge and unable to get back on the stage. It just feels terrible.
Oh, wow. Yeah, next question he has. Favorite and least favorite matchups?
Alright, favorite matchups? I'm going to try to stick with like at least somewhat viable characters. Favorite matchups probably have to be like Ness, Mario. I'm so comfortable in the Mario matchup for some reason. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Rob, he's kind of viable, I guess. And maybe like, that's probably about it. Sonic, I guess, but last time I said that I double eliminated by Sonic, so.
Oh my god. Gotta rethink that.
Most hated matchups has to go along with like Diddy Kong, Ryu. I hate fighting Ryu. It's like so much work, and then he just hits you once, and I'm just like, great.
At 60. Did you catch the Mr. R and Locust?
Yep.
Dude, so what are your
That's
thoughts
how I
on
feel.
that?
That's how I feel. I was watching that. I'm like, that's exactly how I feel when I play Ryu. It's how Mr. R is feeling right now.
Like, is he Meta Knight? Like, is this Meta Knight?
Oh my god.
That's crazy, man. So next question goes to Lancelot's 709. What shampoo do you use?
Oh man. I just use like this. It's just like Dove men's care. Nothing special. Every once in a while I'll switch to like this Pantene that's like dual conditioner shampoo, but like for the most part I'm just using that. Why am I answering this question?
Dude, it's AMA. It's what the community wants to know. We're establishing the shampoo meta here, Dath.
Alright. I'm okay with it then.
Alright, cool. So next question. Next question goes to DJ QB. Have you ever considered picking up a secondary for tough to beat matchups?
Literally every day. But I always end up not doing it. Every single time I lose to a matchup, I'll even say it out loud. I'll say it to everybody around me. I'm like, I'm picking up a secondary, picking up Greninja, I'm picking up Rob, which I have done. But I'll never use them in tournament. I keep saying I will, but I never will. It's just, I think that I can do it with Robin. It's just super frustrating. And I feel like switching would just be like a letdown to myself. So, and just saying that I gave up, and I don't believe like in like giving up. So, yeah, I'm pretty much always gonna stay Robin in tournament, I think. As far as I'm concerned right now, at least. Maybe if there's some sort of buff or nerf to certain specific characters, in the coming days, January patch or Switch patch, whatever's going on. Maybe that might change, but for now, I think I'm pretty much stuck playing Robin.
Nice. That's really great. There's not that many solo main players out there.
Right.
It's really admirable to hear from a top player that I'm gonna stick to my guns. So that's really admiring. So thank you for those words, man.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So the real Mr. Willis asks, male or female Robin? This is important.
Female, obviously.
Which favorite color do you have?
I mean, my favorite color is the default female. I like that one the most. If there was a blue female though, I would probably pick that one. That's pretty much.
I can only imagine what hair color would that one have? Probably yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah. So the next question. Sorry about that. Solution asks, "Hey Dath, what kept you stuck with Robin through thick and thin?"
I don't know. I just feel like the character is exactly what I want in a character. She has all the tools that I like. Like I never feel uncomfortable playing her. I always feel like right at home. Everything feels right when I'm playing her. So like it's just like I know I can do everything. I just got to do it, and then I feel that the character's not holding me back. So, and then like if that's how I feel, like if I feel like the character's not holding me back, then and it's just me, then I'm gonna continue playing that character.
Nice. Next question comes from Vale1321. If you were to start competing in doubles more frequently, who would you want as your partner? Also, would your team name be Dath Punk?
We actually have a picture of we did like some sort of like cruise type of thing in South Florida a while ago, and my crew was Dath Punk, and it showed like Robin with like the helmet, and like there was like I don't remember what the exact entire picture looked like. I have to find it, but that's already been done. But yes, it would be Dath Punk. I love doubles. I love teaming with a bunch of different people. Right now, I just want to try to team with a bunch of different characters and a bunch of different people. I feel like Robin is a really good character in teams. I just did a great run with JJ Rockets at Zero Saga. We got 9th place, and I've never teamed with him ever before.
Oh, wow.
We practiced. I think we played 5 practice games the week before at Showdown, and maybe like 2 practice games at Zero Saga. Like we did not practice, and we just worked well together because both of us knew what we needed to do in doubles. And I talked to him a little bit about it, and I was just like telling him, like control the neutral, etc. And then just throw to me, and I'll kill him because that's what Robin does. Right. And then I'll save you every once in a while with Thoron. So like, yeah, Robin's a great character in doubles, and I love doubles. I think I'm pretty good at it. I think Robin's a better character, possibly a better character in doubles than she is in singles. And I want to keep teaming with a bunch of different people. If there was one person that I could choose to play doubles with, it would have to be Esam. I think Esam's a great doubles player, and Pikachu Robin is one of the best doubles teams, I think. I used to play it a long time ago with a good friend of mine who has now since kind of stopped playing Smash 4. He plays it on the regular, but not competitively. And we used to play that team, Pikachu Robin, and we did really well before with our skill levels not being super high. But now that I'm a kind of well-established player, and Esam is also a well-established player, I think we could dominate some of the doubles games. So that'd be the person I would choose if I could.
Nice, definitely. Like Pikachu's a very optimal character to team with. Him being quick and then you following up, or vice versa and whatnot.
Right.
With the infinite amount of like Arc Thunder like combos that you guys can pull off, it's crazy.
Right, Pikachu can just kind of like stay aggressive, stay on top of them, throw them to me, and then I'll kill them. He could save me. I just feel like all that kind of stuff would work perfectly.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely see that team like being really, really great in like tournament bracket.
Right.
Yeah. So next question. I chose this question. I'm not sure what the context is behind it. You might know. So Dragon Eevee 1 asks, what's your opinion on the Robin Dath copy pastas that are always in chat?
Yeah, okay, so there's this guy called Player One. He lives in Georgia. He used to be a really good Brawl player. He's still a good Smash 4 player, just not as relevant. And for some reason, I don't know why, but he really enjoys me, and he makes these copy pastas. And they're just like long paragraphs about random me and Robin doing something. Sometimes it's not safe for work, sometimes it is.
Oh man.
And I think they're hilarious. I love them every single time I see them.
Oh man.
There's a database of them somewhere. Someone from South Florida has them all of them like saved, and I'm sure he has them all saved. And I've talked to him before. He's a great person. Like, and I tell him, keep going. Keep doing it. Have your fun. I enjoy it too. I think other people enjoy it. He has been banned several times from streams because people look at it and it's like, oh, it's a giant copy pasta paragraph. Ban that, whatever. Yeah. But I tell him just like keep going for it. I love it. Keep doing it. So
I gotta look into this. I gotta read these things, man. Now I'm interested.
Yeah.
All right. Next question goes to Dr. Techtrix. He asks, I've always seen Robin as a character who still has a lot of untapped potential. What areas do you think you and other Robin players could really push the character further into the future?
Yeah. I also feel the same. I feel like Robin has a lot of untapped potential. But I think the majority of that potential lies within the person playing her or him. If you'll notice, a lot of Robins have like very specific playstyles. If you watch us, like Mr. II is considered to be like a sort of trickster kind of guy. He's very tricky with his landings. He does a lot of B reversing arc fires, B reversing thunders, kind of stuff. I tend to play a more sort of basic fundamental Robin, kind of like on the opposite side of him, where I'm just sort of spacing things out, doing very safe options 99% of the time, something very optimal. And there's also people that go for very combo heavy sort of follow-up type of Robin. And the problem is that all of us don't know how to switch to the other playstyles. And each playstyle has its own specific use, and all the playstyles are good, but we don't know how to switch between them. And if we could snap our fingers and I could play like Mr. II like that, I would be so much better of a player. And the same for him, And I think that's a lot of the untapped potential, is just being able to switch playstyles on just like that. If we could do that as Robin players, I think she would just become so much better. And it's just really hard. I've tried to think of like different ways to switch my mentality mid-game, mid-set. It's difficult to go out of my comfort zone of playing my fundamental safe game into something more tricky and aggressive or something like that. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. There's also a lot of stuff that are like very specific Robin combos. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of like Elwyn canceling. It's a very specific thing where, sure, you can look it up if you guys wanted to after the video. Just type in like Elwyn canceling, but I think it's a one frame window. I don't know exactly specifically what, but it's a one frame window where you have to Elwyn right before you land on the ground. And it'll cause the hitbox to come out of the first Elwyn, which will spike or jab block whoever is the person, your enemy or whatever. And it leads into a forward smash, up smash, or back air. All very strong kill combo type of moves. The problem with the technique is that it's probably like one frame input, and it's a visual input. So you have to be able to notice where Robin is and press the button at that specific time. There's no it's not like a one frame link where in Street Fighter you kind of just like press the buttons. As long as you press the buttons in the same order at the same times, then the link will come out. It's just a one frame like press it now kind of thing. So and there's a lot of other stuff like that, and like very specific types of combos and weird things. Like if you guys haven't heard of Ignis, it's when you do Arc Thunder and then you just run up and down air them, and instead of them they're getting spiked in the stage, they kind of fly straight down like that. It's kind of like a straight angle, it's like a terrible angle for a lot of characters. It'll kill Cloud at like something ridiculous, like 50% on the ledge, as long as he doesn't get limit. You know,
Right.
he kills Mac at like 25% because he just literally cannot recover.
Can't recover it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of characters that kind of get bodied by that kind of thing, and a lot of people aren't using it, especially me. Like, I need to start using those types of things. It's like very specific combos and weird things that Robin has that a lot of people aren't using and taking advantage of.
Nice, cool. I had no clue about that Elving castle.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have to look that up and see the mechanics and the specific details that go into that. So lastly, Skepto23 asks, so how do you feel about Shine 2016 overall?
Shine was actually one of the best events I think I went to this year. I'm trying to think back. Yeah, like, it just was such an amazing event. The venue was huge. There was so many setups. There was more setups than there were players trying to play on the setups, which is always a good thing. And that tournament had like 500 people there. So you can imagine the amount of setups. There was never a point where I wanted to play and there wasn't a setup, except during tournament, which is, you know, obvious. And then there was, I know there's a lot of controversy about it, but there was the backstage kind of warm-up area.
Right.
There was a lot of controversy about it, but like, it was amazing for me as someone trying to play on stream, where I needed to warm up against one or two specific characters, and I needed to do that like right now, and I only had 10 minutes to do that. You know, that was great for me, so I can call over my friend that plays Sonic and be like, hey, I'm playing 2 Sonics in like 10 minutes. Can you play me for like 5? You know, that kind of stuff, and just like staying warm backstage without having to, you know, deal with trying to find a setup or having like a line of people trying to play you and having to disappoint people because, oh, I gotta go play now. I think it was just great, and a lot of people say is like, oh, you separate the top players, and you know, and they should go and talk to their fans or whatever. You could take time, in which I did after tournament, to go to the regular area with the friendlies and play people. You know, when you're not stuck in that tournament mindset, it's hard switching between that tournament and friendly mindset for me, and I'm sure it's the same for a lot of other people. So, you know, that area actually really was a big contributing factor as to why I did really well that tournament. And it was just like a great area as well. I don't know if you've ever been to the Boston area, but the weather was amazing. Even though I had to walk 10-15 minutes from my hotel to the convention, that was just because I ended up staying at a different hotel than everybody else.
Right.
The walk was amazing. It was never too hot, never too cold. Yeah, it was just a great local area.
Dude, I can't wait. I'm not sure if you know, but August 25th through the 27th is
Right.
Shine 2017.
2017.
So I'm definitely gonna make a effort to go there and cover the event over there. So from what you're telling me, Shine sounds like an excellent tournament and really like top quality and premier like Boston event. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so,
I can't wait to go back.
Oh yeah, definitely. How'd you feel about your tournament play at Shine?
Yeah, at Shine, I was, you know, round 1 started, round 1 pools, and there was really no one notable in my pool, and so I was pretty comfortable for first day, and you know, I was playing fine, nothing too crazy, nothing too terrible, and then I played doubles through with Nick Riddle. I believe we played up to top 8 that day, and I also played amazing that day. No, we played to like top 16 or something. I'm not sure exactly, but I was also playing, you know, great. You know, nothing too crazy, nothing too terrible. But before day 2 started, it was just me and Nick Riddle in our hotel. I knew I had one match that I had to play against, I don't remember who. He was a Sheik player, but I don't remember his tag. And then I had to play Mars to get into top 32. And Nick Riddle, being a Zero Suit main, told me, he's like, you know, we should practice beforehand, and I was like, alright, I'm down. And I had made a tweet, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but I said that I could beat anyone and everyone, and then I'll prove it at Shine. And that was my sort of motivating factor in my head the entire single time, every single moment at Shine. Is I was like, I have to prove it. I have to prove it. I have to prove it. And so I warmed up against Nick Riddle that day, and we played about 10 games. Now, if no one's actually aware, I played Nick Riddle on a lot in South Florida, and I have only ever taken 3 sets from him out of probably 50 sets that we've played in tournament. 2 of those were with Yoshi, and that was a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
And the other one that I took, he went Marth for 2 of the games. So
it was never his zero suit.
I have never technically beat his zero suit in tournament with Robin.
Oh, wow.
So when we played these 10 games of warm-up, I took 9 of those games, and one of them, the one that he won, was on Dreamland, which zero suit's best stage. You know, okay, you can have it.
Right.
So I was playing absolutely incredible. Like, I have never played so well in my entire life that day. And I think when I went and played Mars, I think that showed, because I was able to actually keep up with him and, you know, play to a top level player type of, you know, area and actually beat him. And like, that was one of the most amazing feelings that I've had, is when I beat Mars that day. It was kind of like my step into top player area, you know, whatever, top playerdom. And then played Super Girl Kells, and I kind of destroyed her. And then played 6WX, and also kind of just, well, I don't. Yeah, the first time I played 6WX, it was kind of bad for him. And yeah, I had never played so well in my entire life that day. That was the best day of Smash I've ever had, I think, in terms of just playing. So yeah, and then day 3 came along. I got bodied by Zero, so that kind of knocked me down a peg. And then beat Larry, which was also amazing. And like, I remember playing him and being like, this is all Larry has to offer. Like, he just wasn't. I know it was like really weird, because you watch these tournaments and you're like, wow, Larry, he's freaking he's beat Zero like 2 sets or whatever. And then he reset the bracket against him and went to game 5, and I'm sitting here like 2-stalking him, and I'm like, is this really like Larry him in the flesh? But yeah, it was just like he didn't know exactly what to do about the matchup. I'm sure it'll be different next time we play.
Right.
But yeah, and then I replayed 6WX, and that was after I had talked to him that morning, and we were warming up that morning, and I was kind of teaching him a little bit of the matchup, so he would be a little bit more ready, and he was a little bit more ready. We went to game 5 that time, I think, and it was a lot closer. So yeah, I played well there, and then played ESAM, went to game 5. Also another set that I just wish I would have taken that one, but you know, it happens.
It happens, man. But yeah, definitely, like, you did reach that level of, as you say, like, of top player, that being recognized and notable, and and being even more of a respectable player.
Yeah.
And yeah, it really did show through your play that you were motivated, and going through your bracket, that you know that you did have something to prove. So congrats on that tournament run.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you really did deserve it, and like and I don't know, like, it's so inspiring when I see you play. It's like it's like, okay, this is a Robin. Is this real? You know.
That's great to hear. Yeah, and that brings up kind of like another point. A lot of people say that they might be like intimidated to talk to me, or you know, to tell me how, you know, they have inspired them or whatever. But literally every time that I talk to a fan, it's felt great for me, just to know that I've impacted you in any type of way, whether it just be like, you know, you made me pick up Robin even as a secondary. Even that is just nice to hear, like, that I've inspired you to do something that you wouldn't.
It's very, very humbling, very humbling. So Dath, appreciate the time for you doing this interview. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Right.
Do you have any shout outs that you would like to give? Any closing thoughts or closing statements?
Nothing in particular. No, I don't really have anything. Just that I'm still unsponsored, so I'm still looking for one.
Please, someone,
If
if anyone's
anyone.
watching this, Dath is one of the most like well-deserving players that does need of like sponsorship.
Thank you.
It's crazy that he's not sponsored. Like this is the best Robin in the world doing amazing things. Like, come on, guys.
Thank you.
So where can people find you in social media?
Right. So you can follow me on Twitter at Dath_ly. You'll find me there. I stream on Twitch every once in a while at Dathx, DATHX. But yeah, and if you just follow me on Twitter, I'll always post when I start streaming. Follow Versus Gaming Center. That's my main South Florida weekly that you'll see me at, playing against other great top players like ESAM, MVD, Nick Riddle, all those types of people. Yeah, those are the big places to find me at.
All right, cool, Dath. Once again, thank you so much for doing this, and
No, thank you.
Appreciate it, and thank you, people the viewers that are watching. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow Dath on many of his social media platforms. Follow him on Twitch, follow him on Twitter as well. And once again, guys, thank you, and catch you guys in the next one.
Take care.